Doot, doot, doot. And hello, everyone. How are you doing today,
Gonna share
Mama?
your screen.
Oh, yeah, I should probably do that. That would be helpful.
And make it easier for me to help.
Yeah. Now, you just have to, imagine Sudoku, you have to build it in your memory. Uh,
Because that'd be harder
that's,
than mental chess.
yeah, it would. Um, yeah. Anyway,
Mental tic-tac-toe I can do. Mental chess, not so much.
yeah. All right. Um, Nothing exciting has happened since last time. Just more projects on Boyd, playing games with friends and stuff. But nothing exciting to really share. Is there anything you've been up to that you want to share?
No, I went to the powwow on Saturday, but didn't stay very long.
Did you get any exciting things from vendors or anything?
I got a keychain.
Cool.
It's a soapstone mushroom. It's cute. And I got a piece of pottery.
Nice.
Oh, and some sweetgrass.
Cool.
I wanted a new braid of sweetgrass in my car.
Sounds good. Yeah. I remember when we were little that we always had sweetgrass in the car. But that's
Hmm
I feel like your car hasn't had sweetgrass in a while. Am I just misremembering?
No, I haven't had sweetgrass in my car for quite some time, which is why I wanted to get a new braid.
Yeah. Cool.
It had dried out enough, and even if I soaked it, it wasn't, re it wasn't absorbing anything, and it was just starting to shatter in my car. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably not great for um uh
and the
getting
fragrance
stuff
was
to.
basically gone.
Hmm. Yeah. See? Um. Yeah. Anything else about the powwow that you wanted to talk about?
It was really lightly attended. There weren't very many people there. It was sad.
Hmm. Yeah, that is pretty sad. Um. I hope that's just an anomaly. But hopefully they can get more people next year. Um.
Well, and I wasn't there for the evening dance, so I didn't.
Hmm.
I don't know if there were more. And there's always a lot more there for the evening. So
Yeah. Maybe. Hopefully it was just a timing thing. Then. That would be pretty sad for that event
that and rain.
to. Yeah.
Although
Be.
it wasn't raining Saturday, but
Hmm.
so
Yeah, I do remember there was supposed to be a thunderstorm, at least where I am, for on Saturday. So, but yeah, all right. Um, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully there's more people uh in the evening and next year and stuff. So, all right, then ready for some Sudoku.
yep.
All right, so this is the one that we stopped in the middle of last week.
Oh right.
Yeah, we were pretty tired and weren't getting very far. So hopefully we can fix that today. So this is Devious Ability by Free by Elytron. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits on a purple Renban line must be a set of consecutive, non-repeating digits in any order. Digits along an arrow sum to the two-digit number in the attached circle. Digits separated by a V or X sum up to their Roman numeral value. V is 5 and X is 10, and not all X's or V's hints are necessarily given. All right, so we had managed to look across here and note that the 3 small digits over here necessitated that a few things happened. Over here, we needed a 3. And I think one of these two has to be a 3. Because if it was 4 and 5, or excuse me, no.
Right.
We need a 5 here, because if it was 3 and 4, that would break the 5 clue. So one of these had to be a 5. And we know that there are 3, 4, or 5, because if we look around these lines here, or I guess we should be looking for the maximum that could show up here. There's a stack of 5, and a group of 3. The most you could put in 3 is 24, and the most you could do in 5 is 35. And 35 and 24 is 59, so that's the biggest you can do here. There's obviously more over here, so this would be our minimum, and that's a stack of 7. You put an 8 and a 9 on the outside, so you've got 45 minus 17, which should be 28, and then you've got 4 over here for a minimum of 10. So that's going to be 38 minimum. And then you've got here 36, 37 minimum. And if we look at the maximum over here, well, actually, the maximum here would be 44 plus 9, which is 53. I think this one actually has a bigger maximum because you put 30 here, and that's a stack of 6, which would be 45 minus 6. So 39 and 30 is 69, but that's 53, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Now, I guess there's a 10 here, so you could have 24 and 10, and I guess you wouldn't be able to do 24, but let's say that was 30, 40, 57. All right, that's not super helpful. Yeah, so knowing there had to be a 5 here means that there's 1 of 3 and 4, 1 of 3 and 4 here. So you can't have a 3 or 4 or a 5 on this line, so it had to be 6, 7, 8, and 9, because it couldn't just be 1 and 2. And so that leaves 1, 2, and a 6 or 9 up here. And then, I don't remember how we narrowed this one down. I guess it has to do with this. If this was 3 and 7, you'd have 1 and 4 here. So then how would this work? So if this was 3 and 7 and a 1, 4,
Well,
that would
since
just leave
there are
5
3
here.
low in row 7, since there are 3 low between the V and the X,
Uh-huh.
The smallest that could be on the Ren band is a 4.
Right. Yeah, that was it. And if you tried to do 7, 8, 9, that would make this a 4, 6, and a 2, 3. But yeah, but because we have to have a 3 or a 4 here, and a 3 or a 4 in the in this, and therefore a 3 or a 4 in this, this can't have 3 or 4 on it because it sees all of that. And since those two are the same, all of this has both 3 and 4 in it already. So this has to be 1 or 2. And therefore 8 and 9 is paired with that, so you can't put 9 and 8 on this Ren band.
You can't put 9 on the Ren band, but you could put 8.
Right. Okay, I think this one, so the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 here takes off 1 and 2. This being 4 through 8 means 4, 5, 6, or 6, 7, 8. 6 is shared as a guarantee between all possible options on here. It's just you couldn't put a 5 on the 10. Well, if 5 isn't one of these two, that means it's this one, and we get 6, 7, 8. Which would be 1, 9, and 2, 3, meaning 4, 5. That would be a 4. So if this is a 5, that's a 4. Or we have 5 over here, which would rule out 8. And that 8 ends up here, or one of those, and I don't know if that's helpful. Okay. If one of these is 3, you can't put 3 here, and you can't put it here at all. So if one of these is 3, then it has to be in the other group. Which is fine. And if you put a 4 in one of those, then it doesn't go on here, but you can still put the 4 there. 3 would end up over here, though. If this was 2, 8, and 1, 4, then you get 5, 6, and 7. Then this would be 3 and 9. And if this is 1, 9, and 2, 3, well, then that doesn't impact this in any way. Oh, I'm fine. I don't think there's anything stopping those from being the 1, 2 group. Otherwise, those are the 1, 2 group. Or you could have the 1, 2 group like that. But whatever this 10 is, let's say it's red, then we know that this one, let's call it blue, would this also be blue? Three, 7, and 4, 6 could be transposed. I guess maybe I should call this yellow-green. So then the blue low digit Okay, if there are 4 different kinds of 10s, where red and blue pair together, and yellow and green pair together, such that their smaller digit makes 5, and we assign the colors like this, whether this is the large red or the small red, you can't put red in either of these. And we know that this is both of the small yellows, so we could make this is either blue repeated twice, or it could be green and blue. But we know one of these has to be blue as a 10, because I can't do green repeated twice over here. So at least one of these has to be from the 1, 2, 8, 9 group. Wait, no, that's not right. No, it would be the 3, 4, 6, 7 group. Because 1 pairs with 4 and 2 pairs with 3. Okay. Whichever digit down here is the 3 or 4 has to be blue. Because it can't be yellow, green, or red. We know that this is the red low digit. So then well, I guess I want to ask the question, if these are duplicated, then it would be 3, 7, or 4, 6. If it was 4, 6, and a 4 here, that would be 2, 3, and 1, 9. So this would be 5, 7. You'd have 7 for sure here. So then this would be 5 or 8 to match that. If this was 3, 7, then you've got 2, 8, 1, 4, but then you'd have 5 and 6. No, because this would have to be the 7. That would be 3. 3, 7, 5, 6. That's 1, 4, and that's 2, 8. And your 9's there. So both versions of blue work on first glance. I'm not sure where we're supposed to be looking. I was thinking that maybe set theory would make more sense now that we're taking a second look at the puzzle, but I just don't know. How did the colors go? So we know that all of this is the same as all of that.
Right.
I guess I could do something silly like add both of these columns to the blue group, both of these columns to the red group. And that would say that because they summed to the same values before, and if
Right.
we add two groups of 45 to both of them, they'd still sum to the same groups, same value.
Right.
So anything that overlaps between them. So then these two groups still sum to the same values. But that doesn't feel very useful. Because there's not exactly a ton of pressure on either of those groups. And I'm not sure. I guess another way to look at it is that this and that is the same, and that and this is the same. So let's do green and purple. Nothing's immediately jumping out at me. I guess if we start by focusing on these two groups. Could add, well, they're either 30-something, 40-something, or 50-something. If I do blue and red, then they still sum to the same values. Well, what if I added red here? Well, that would mean this one would be doubly counted. But remove all of those, and you get red is 45 more than blue, which is just a single digit. Hmm. It doesn't feel useful. We know one of them starts with a 5. "24 and 35 or 40, 42 plus 30, 70 some. But minimum was 38, I think. So if this was 50 something, got 24 and 35, which is 59. And I think if we consider this 10, you could put 24 and 10, which would be 34. So then you wouldn't be able to do 24 again, but you could subtract 1. And that'd be 23. 23 and 24 is 47, and 10 is 57. Then this would be 57 at max. Okay, a 4 makes this 2, 3, and 1, 9. But a 3 makes 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 6, 7, 3, 9. If this was an 8, that would be a 2. This would have to be 1 and 9. 2, 3, and 6, 7. Then you have 4 and 5 over here. Well, that would be 4 and 6. If any of these is 8, you get a 4-5 pair over here. If any of these is 8, that's a 4, 5, 6. And then that would be 2, 3, or 4. But then this would be 2 and 3. Because this is 1 and 8. Or excuse me, 1 and 9. I'm not sure what to do here at all. I mean, the shapes of these feel really important. I'm just not sure how to think about this. The 5 over here feels really important. But there's no reason that I can think of that if the 5 wasn't here, you get 6, 7, 8, 1, 9, 2, 3, and a 4, 5 pair. One 4 is 2, 8, 5, 6, 7, and 3 and 9.
Well, we know the red around the X's
Mm-hmm.
in boxes 4 and 7.
Yeah.
Those two are up there.
In box 1.
Right.
Whatever the low digit is, has to be the 1 or the 2 that's up here.
Well, only if that's the low digit.
Well, regardless, whichever the low digit is, has to be the 1, 2. The high digit,
Right. Is 8 or 9.
yeah. If it's an 8, ends up there. If the 8 is on the outside. If this is the high digit and it's on the inside, then it doesn't matter. It can be any of these.
Right.
If I think about these two together, that's 90, which is less. And these two, let's say they were an 8 and a 9. That would be 17. If I take that 17 off, which is the maximum that I could take out, then these two together are 90 minus 17, which would be 70 something. 73. And then this is a minimum of 10. Which is a minimum of 83 for the combined total here. Which you can do with a 5, a 3, and a 1, 2. Except well, again, that's just the minimum. I don't think it's possible. Well, no, because the minimum for this line is 36 plus 1, which is 37. And the minimum for this one we know the minimum's 83. But individually, this one could not be smaller than 37. And this one could not be smaller than well, if If this was 37, what's the minimum that this could be? That would put a 9 here and a 1 there. And if I want to minimize it, then I put the maximum possible digit there for an 8. So that would be 45 minus 9, which is 36 again, and 10 more. Which is 46. And 46 and 37 is 46. Brain's not working. That should have pulled that up. 36 plus 47 is equal to 83.
83.
Which is, I guess, what we had said before. Right, because that's just an 8 and a 9 and a 10.
Yeah.
So but the minimums were 36, and the minimum here, so this one was minimum 36. The minimum that this one could be is 10 plus 45 minus 17. Wait. So minimum. So that would be 30 if I subtract 15, 40 by adding the 10, and 38. Okay, so 38. So clearly, it would not be possible to get 83 as the minimum. Because I would have to do a 5 and a 3, and then to get the, and then I'd have to do a 1 and a 2. But I couldn't do 32 if I have to get 36 and 38. Or 38. So then, I consider these two. Well, theoretical minimum, you've got 21, 45 minus 8, plus 3 plus 10. Well, 3 and 5 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. 10 and 40 is 50. Plus 21 makes 71 as a theoretical minimum. Although clearly I need more than that to get 83. And I guess if I put an 8 in here, you can't put 24 there. Although I guess this is a Renban line.
Yep.
So there's some limitations on what this can be.
"21 is the max that can be."
The Renban?
Uh-huh. Which would be
So
6, 7, 8.
that would instead be 45 minus 21. Well, 2 45s is 90. Add a 10, and you get 100. Subtract 20, and you go back down to 80. Subtract 9, that's 71, plus 3 is 74. So that's not helpful either. Okay, top and bottom for the two lines. And if I look at left, then that is 45 minus 17 plus 10 for the middle. And the maximum is 45 minus 3 plus 30. So that becomes a 2 and a 7. And a 38. And right and 35 plus 24 is 59. I just did maximum there. Then would be, I guess, 6 plus 10 plus 1 more than 6 is 7. is 23, which clearly doesn't work, but and bottom version said 37, because that's 45 minus 9 plus 1, or just simply 45 minus 8, which should be 37. And then max would be 45 plus 8, which would be
Going to be
53.
44 plus 8. Well, 44 plus 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
53.
Is, and then right side minimum, 6 is minimum 21, and 4 is 10, so that would be 31. And then max for 6 would be 45 minus 6 plus 30. This would be 39, 69. So we know the range here is 37 to 53. And 38 to 59.
Right.
And if we look at the full left side, the minimum was going to be 90 minus 17 plus 10, which just becomes 90 minus 7, which is 83. Now, you can't get the minimum because you would either have to do 50 plus 40, which is already 90, or if you do 50 plus 30, that's 80, then that would be plus 1 plus 2 to get the 3. And which we know the minimums that include a 3 are 38 or 37. Well, this minimum value is not accurate. Because the top on the left side, the way I got 38 was if I did 45 minus 8 minus 9 and then added 10. But I can't put an 8 and a 9 on the top and the bottom. But I could put an 8 and a 7, which brings it to 39. And then I still add 10, so it's not a huge change. Alright, well, I really want to consider the possibility that this is 5-3. Because if it is 50 plus 30, then the maximum I can get on the left side let's see, what does that result in? That ends up with a 1-4 and a 2-8. Five, 6, 7, and a 3-9 in row 7.
All right, I just noticed something, which I don't know why I didn't see it before.
Okay.
If you look at boxes 6 and 9, the 4 that are not on the arrows, there's a 10 and the 2 left over on the Ren band.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at box 8, the 4 that are on the arrows, those 4 comprise a 10, which cancels out the 10 on between there. So now we're looking at the 2 orange and the 2 blue.
Uh-huh. What about the 2 orange and the 2 blue?
Yeah, that's kind of where I got stuck. But
Yeah.
that makes it darn close to 90. because box 6 plus box 9 sums to 90.
Right. Okay. So
But, okay, you take out that 10, but you add in the 10 that's in box 8.
yeah. So if I take that out, I get there.
So it just depends on whether or not, because if the top half of the X that's in box 6 is a 6,
Mm-hmm.
then the top of the Ren band is going to be either 5-7 or 7-8. So it's either going to be 12 or 15. And if it's 6, then the bottom of the X is a 4, which makes it 5-6.
So okay, if we maximize this for maximize, then it would be 90 minus the 2 that are in box 6,
Right.
which 8, 2, we can make that 1 and 3. That would be minus 4. And then we add these two. 8 and 9 is 17. And if we minimize it, it's 90 minus, to maximize those would be 7, 8. If we did 4, 6, and 7, 8, which is 15. And then we add a 1, 2 pair for 3. Which is what? 75 plus 3 is 78. And 90 plus 13 is 103. Now 78 is not possible, but we know our minimum's at least 83. If we knew that these two were those two,
Right, but the thing is, unfortunately we don't know that they are.
yeah. I wish I knew more about these two.
Let's see. If the 10 that crosses between 6 and 9, if it's 2 at the top, it'll be 8 underneath, which makes 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So the 10 will have to either be comprised of 1 9 or 2 8.
Which would be a 1 or a 2.
See, and the only thing that actually gives us any close to knowing what's going on with that X is the 2 or the 6, because those are the only ones that actually mean anything on the bottom red band, because a 6 crosses to a 4,
Mm-hmm.
which makes 5 6. But a 4 crosses to a 6, that could be 4 and 5, or it could be 5 and 7, or it could be 7 8. So that's really not helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But the max for the pills is 53, and what's the top?
59.
59.
And if we did 50 and 30, and then looked at the left side, I don't know.
Yeah, we know.
I don't want to give up on the puzzle, but we've already spent almost an hour and a half just today on it.
Yeah.
What would 50 plus 40 tell us about row 7? The 5 would be 2 and 3. And you have 1 and 9. And then the rest would just simply be the rest.
Yeah.
So 50 and 30 is more restrictive. So I guess looking at box 8 in the instance that we're in the 50-40 case, the x well, all we would know is that we have a 5 in here, and either a 6
Right.
or a 7, because the other 6 or 7 goes over here. But we know that this is 6 or 7, so this is 3 or 4.
Right.
So minimum, this would be is
1, 2.
yeah. Although, well, you could have a 3 and a 7, and then put the 9 here. So yeah. So 1, 2 would be 3 with the 3, so that would be 5 and 6 over here. That would be 90 minus 3. And 80 plus 8 plus 9 is equal to 97. So even knowing 50 plus 30 gives us a fairly large maximum.
Right.
I don't know. Because I could add at most 10 into these two.
Mm-hmm.
If that was 8 and 9, 5 and 6. That's a 1 or a 4. Well, I'd already have 3 high digits. Those would have to be small digits. Yeah, those would have to be from 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait a minute. You said both of the in box 8, both of the red would have to be low.
Yeah.
Then the last two, cells 4 and 7, would have to both be high.
Yeah,
Because there's.
if we maximized it.
Oh, right, yeah.
But there's probably enough combinations that I'm not sure how to sift through.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm lost on this one.
Alright. Well, we tried. But I don't know. I might ask Elytron for a hint. They're not online at the moment, as far as I know, so I'll do that in between today and tomorrow. To figure out where we're supposed to be going. I think that's what I'm going to do. Since Elytron's messaged me before, and they've shown up in stream chat before as well. So, alright. We're not going to give up completely on this one. We'll come back with more knowledge. What we will do, though, is tackle this puzzle. Alright, we're going to solve at least one today. This one's Killer's Circle by Skeptical Mario. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 in each cell without repeating in a row, column, or box. Killer cages. Digits in a cage cannot repeat, and sum to the clue in the upper left corner. Alright, so whatever we put in here would have to sum to 3. There would sum to 10. And that was it. It's just killer cages. Alright, well, 3 is 1 and 2. So that's what's stuck in there. 24 is 7, 8, and 9. $24 and 6. 26 and 6. 6 is minimum 21, so although that's getting pretty close to the Fistman bell ring. $12 in 4. It would be 1, 2, 3, and 6. So we get up to 6 in those. And I think 1 and 2 are required. Because if I did 1, 3, 4, 5, well, 3, 4, 5 is already 12.
Right.
So 1 and 2 are required in there. And 5 is 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it requires 1 or 2. So I can't put both 1 and 2 in this group, so that means this is 1 or 2. Now I can't put both
2 and 3. Well, no, 1 and 4. No.
If I tried to do 5 and 6, that would be 11, and I would still need 3 more at least. So I can't do 5 and 6, which means I have to have at least one of 3 and 4. And I can't do both 3 and 4. So, the 3, 4, 5, 6 sums to 9, and it's either 3, 6 or 4, 5. But that's going to pair with the 3, 4 to leave a remainder of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the rest of the column. And I don't think that's super helpful because the 21, you can do 8, 9, which is 17, and 4?
It's 4, yeah, 4 through 9.
Right. Now, it was just this column that had the 1 through 4 room. $13 that doesn't have an 8 in it. We've got this 10, and it's staring at this 21 along with the 24. We've got this 11 down here. Well, we can't have both 1 and 2 in here, because they would both have to be in this box, which isn't possible. So, the top one's not allowed. That would be 1 through 7, or neither of those are 1, 2. And if that's minimum 3, 4, 7 plus 4 is 11.
Only you can't do 3, 4, and 4.
Oh, that's true. Could this be a 3? Well, if it was, I would need to make 8. But I can't. That would have to be 1, 7 or 2, 6, which wouldn't be possible over there. So that couldn't be a 3. And just to double check the 4, that would have to be 1, 6 or 2, 5, which wouldn't be possible with the 1, 2 over there. So that's a 1, 2, that's a 1, 2, that's not 1, 2. This 13 can't have 1 or 2 in it, so it's 3, 4, 6, which takes 3, 4, and 6 out of both of those. 5 and 7 is placed. 7 needs a remainder of 4, which is 3 and 1. Places a 7 here. That's a 2. 2 and 5. 5 has to pair with
those sum
4.
to 5. So that's 1 and 4.
6, 7, 8, 9. Not a 7. That's a high digit, that's a high digit, that's a high digit. And the 10 has to have a high digit. So this is 1 through 5. It's not a 2. Can't have 5 in there. That can still be 9, and that, no, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Never 5. 7 and 3 is out. 1, 9, 8, and 2. Okay. I guess I just misread. Now, you can't put 1 or 3 in here, because that would be way too little. Because 8 and 9 is 17.
Right.
And that
4
would be a 4.
pairs with 8, 9. 5 pairs with 7, 9. So that can't have 6 in it.
8 and 9 pair. Takes 8 and 9 and 1 and 2 out. 4, 6 places a 5.
5
and
goes with 7, 9.
9, 7. 8, 9. These are an 8, 9 pair, I think.
Mm-hmm. Column 9 is 4, 5, 6 left over.
Twos. Force 2's down here. Well, 2 isn't 1. And you can't put a 2 in a 12 cage. Because that would give you, it would require a 10.
Right.
Which you can't do in a single cell.
What are the options for the 24 cage? Or can you pull up? Yeah. It has to have 1, 2, and 3 in it. And you can't have 2 or 3 in box 4. You can't have a 1 in box 7.
You can't have a 3 in box 8. Because of the 3, 4, 6 here. So that ends up being
Right.
a 3.
Okay, so
2 is one of those two. And 1 is one of those.
Well, okay. No, I was gonna say it has to have a 6 or an 8. It can't have both 6 and 8, because you can't put 6 or 8 in box 8, and you can't put both 6 and 8 in box 4 because it would break the 6-8. So it's going to have a 5 in it. Now that's not helpful. It's going to have a 4 or a 6, neither one of which can be in box 8.
Or I guess that's not particularly helpful. That's not a 3. Five. 3, 4, 6, and 8. Those aren't 1s, and none of those are 2. You know the 2 has to be in the corner. Well, that feels less than helpful. Alright. I feel like the Fistamafel ring applies here. So, alright, so to get the Fistamafel ring, you consider the four corners, and then you consider these two columns and remove the overlaps, and then these two rows and remove the overlaps. And that demonstrates that in any Sudoku grid, this ring, all of the digits in it are exactly equal to all of the digits in the rest of it, or in the four corners. And you can also expand this out to get a few different other versions of the Fistmethel ring. But I need 3 sevens. And I know that this doesn't have an 8 when we know we have an 8. Go ahead.
You can't put any 7s in the corners.
Right.
So you're going to have a 7 in the 24. Going to have a 7 in the 26. And then you've got that one leftover cell in box 4. That's not in the 24 or I guess you've got a leftover cell in box 2. So you don't have to have a 7 in both the 24 and the 26.
Yeah.
My boo-boo.
Where else is there stuff going on? I guess the 7 has to be in this group because of these two 7s.
Right.
But that's not necessarily going to place it in the 26. No, these two 7s force it into the 26 here.
Right. Which means it has to be in box 2 next to the 26 because it can't be in the 26. And there has to be one along that line. Yeah.
Right. Five and 5 puts a 5 in this group. Well, 9 and 9 puts a 9 in one of those two, so we get 9 in there as well. And now we know exactly what's in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. 7 and 9 isn't there. 1 and 2 isn't in any of those. You can't put a 7 there. That's not a 2. Neither of those is 4. We know the 9's one of those, so none of those is 9. 3, 4, 7, 3, and 4. And we get 1, 2, 9. Takes the 4 out of here. 3, 4, 7 takes a 3 out of that. Places a 3 there because of the 1, 2 pair. A 1, 2 pair here takes a 2 out of that, placing it there. That 3 is removed because of that. We don't really need the we didn't really need the Fistamethel ring for this stuff because this is just sort of given from
Right.
the logical
But
conclusion of
if you
that stuff.
take
But
you can take color out of a 1, 2, and 9. And a 7 and a 3.
three has to be one of those two, which is given by that. Four, five, six. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's not an 8. Oh, that's not a 4 there. One, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Okay, we know there have to be 2 5s in the Fistamethel.
Uh-huh.
One of them has to be there in box 4. And the other could be over there.
And you could end up with it being in those two positions, and then it's not. Oh, but it has to be in here.
There has to be in the. Yeah. One of them has to be in the 24, but the other one could be either corner.
Yeah.
Or, well, not corner, but.
Yeah.
All right, there has to be an 8. At least one.
Yeah.
Those are the two possibilities.
3 possible locations. It can't be in the 24.
Right.
5, 7, 9, 2.
But you said there. Well, no, but there could be 2 8s. And that would just go down into box 4.
Still need 2 7s. Which one of them's over here, so the other's either in the 24 or it's there.
Could there be 3 sevens?
Well, we've already marked that 7. So the only options are in the 24 and not in the 24.
Oh, could there be both? There be a total of 4 sevens?
No. Because we've got this one, and you can't, because of this 7, you can't put one there. These 2 7s, you can't put one here, so the only 2 options are in the 24 or not in the 24.
Right, if you put the one not in the 24 there. And one in the
Oh,
24, which would be in box, yeah,
never mind.
which
Yeah,
would give us
that
4
would,
sevens. Okay, it is possible.
yeah.
Just making sure it doesn't eliminate a 7 possibility down there.
One of these 2 is a 3.
Yeah.
But that's just given by the fact that we've got a 3 X-Wing. I don't think the Fistmafel ring is helpful, but I guess I might as well leave it. You can't put a 6 in the 12s, so the 6 is out here, but that's not really aligned in any direction.
Oh, in box 9,
Uh-huh.
the 4 has to go on the top row.
Oh, because of
So
the 3,
in
4,
that
7 here.
so that's yeah.
And the 24 needs a 1 in it, so that places the 1 there. So that's gonna fix the rest of this. Those get fixed. 6, 3, 7, 9. Apparently that's a 5. 6. 6, 8. 1, 3, 4. Not 1 or 3, so that's a 4. 3, 1. 4s are out. 6, 8 pair places a 3. 4, 5. 5. 6. 5, 8, 9 takes the 5 out. 6 is removed. 5, 9 pair. 6, 7 pair places a 1. 9 and 1. Not a 9. Okay, I know I have a 2 down here. But I've got 7 and 9 here. 7 would give me a 6, which cannot go in here, so that would be the 6 here. And this being a 9 would give me a 4, but that can't go in there, so that has to be a 4 or a 6, but that's already a 4. So that's a 6. These are both 8s, 7, 9, 6, 8, 8, not an 8, 5, 9, 4, 5, 5, 9, 6, 4. 6 had to pair with 7. 7 and 9. Gotta do 5 pair, places a 9, a 5, a 9. That's a 6. 2 and 5 pair with O's. 1's there. 3, 4, and 7. A 9. 8. And 5.
Okay, in box 5, the horizontal 12 can't be 5 or 7. So it's either 3, 9, or 4, 8. And the vertical one is either 5, 7, or 4, 8.
For 7 pair, places a 3.
4, 7, 9 triple in row 4. Which leaves what, 3, 6, and 8?
And that can't be a 3. So 6, 8 pair
And
makes a 3, 9.
makes that the vertical. Yeah, the vertical 12 in box 5, the 5, 7. Because there has to be a 7 in that column.
Yeah. Okay. So 7, 5, 2, 5, 4, 7, 9. 9. 4, 8, 2, 6, 7, 4, 8, 6, 4, 6.
8.
6 and 4. 4. Here we go.
And that puts us just a little after 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was moderately difficult. 6, 5, 7. I don't know. We kept missing some little things here and there. So that's probably just about an average. Because the Fistamafel ring was unnecessary. There was nothing that we really solved with that. It did sort of highlight a couple of things that we noticed after highlighting it, but they weren't really necessary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with average because while there was some tricky stuff with these two large pages, most of it was about figuring out the possibilities from everything else. And then the logic with the 7s.
Yeah.
The 3 7s in the corners. Which forced a 7 in the 26 and then here, and then the logic that followed from there. And it was just sort of a little slow through that logic, but not because it was necessarily difficult. I don't know. Average. Submit. which seems to be where everyone else is putting it. So that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, then it is after 10. So, anything that you want to say about either this puzzle or the previous puzzle? And I just realized that I still have that Sudoku notepad up still. Doesn't really matter. Transition over to the talking screen.
Yeah,
But yeah.
the first one we were working on is difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea where we're supposed to look. So I'll ask Electron for a hint. On that one, and then maybe we can solve that one, because we've spent a full 2 hours on
A
it.
lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah, just over 2 hours. So,
Devious ability by free.
other than that, I don't have anything else to say other than, I guess, just general stream announcements. Sudoku again tomorrow. Horizon Zero Dawn I'll eventually play again. Just been busy. And then Project Zomboid will be Thursday night after midnight, which is really Friday morning, but not Saturday. I will be traveling. So, other than that, I guess YouTube engagement, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, all of that fancy stuff. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anything before I switch over to the thank you for watching screen?
No, I'm kind of all out.
Yeah. Alright, then anyone who watches this back, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.